My dear students, today I am going to explain about another network theorem, that is Norton's theorem. Norton's theorem states that any two-terminal linear active bilateral network can be replaced by an equivalent circuit consisting of a Norton current source in parallel with a Norton resistance connected across the same two terminals, that is A and B, with a load resistance. This is the equivalent circuit. This equivalent circuit is said to be Norton's equivalent circuit. This is the given network. Just like in Thevenin's theorem, what we have studied, any two-terminal linear active bilateral network can be replaced by, there in Thevenin's theorem, the circuit is replaced by a single voltage source in series with a resistance. Here in Norton's theorem, it is consisting of a single current source IN in parallel to a single resistance Rn across the two terminals A and B as shown in figure. Now, once we replace the given network into a simplified equivalent circuit as shown here, what is the advantage? Now we can find out the current flowing through the load resistance by using the formula, parallel circuit formula. Load current is given by the current source, that is IN from this circuit I am explaining, multiplied by Norton resistance by sum of Norton resistance plus load resistance. Is it clear? That means once we replace the given network into the circuit like this, it is very easy to find out the load current by using this formula. Now, just like Thevenin's theorem, what we explained, how to find out the Thevenin's voltage and Thevenin's resistance. Here also we will explain how to find out the value of Norton current and Norton resistance. First we'll see what is Norton current, IN. So the procedure for finding out the Norton current from the given network is as below. Let us take the given network, Norton, any network. Now, first the step is remove the load resistance. Once we remove the load resistance, what will happen here? There will be open circuit like this. But instead of keeping these two terminals as it is, so to find out the Norton current, what we must do is we will short this. Once we short it, there is a short circuit current, and this short circuit current is nothing but our Norton current, IN, that we will keep it in the Norton's equivalent circuit. Similarly, the Norton resistance is given by, just like how we found the value of Thevenin's resistance, it is the same procedure. How we obtain in the Thevenin circuit? By taking the network again, and from the two terminals we have to view into the network, from output terminals into the network. What we have explained, while viewing there should not be any sources in the given network. So whatever the resistance we obtain across these two terminals, that resistance is said to be Norton resistance. It is similar to Thevenin's resistance only, but only difference, after finding the Norton's resistance, we will connect the resistance across the current source, not in series. Whereas in Thevenin's theorem, after finding VTH, we have connected the equivalent resistance in series with the voltage source. But here the difference is the Norton resistance should be connected in parallel to current source. Just I am repeating, Norton's theorem states that any two-terminal linear active bilateral network can be replaced by an equivalent circuit consisting of Norton current source in parallel to Norton resistance across the same two terminals A and B as shown here. After replacing the given network into Norton's equivalent circuit, we can easily find out the current flowing through the load resistance given by IL equal to IN multiplied by RN plus RL. And how we found the IN? IN is the Norton current that can be obtained from the given network. After removing the load resistance, we have to place a short circuit. Once we place the short circuit, whatever the current flowing through the short circuit, that is nothing but short circuit current or Norton current. Similarly, how to find the Norton resistance as it is like Thevenin's resistance? From the given network and after viewing from the output terminals into the network, whatever the resistance we calculate across the terminals AB, then that resistance is known as Rn, and that is connected in parallel to the current source IN. Now, just like Thevenin's theorem, this can be explained easily by taking a simple circuit like this. I will explain this through a simple circuit without numericals. Let us consider a circuit like this. A circuit consisting of some voltage and some resistances like this. This is load resistance only. So the circuit consisting of voltage R1, R2, R3 and load resistance across the terminals AB. Now we are going to find out the Norton's equivalent circuit. What is Norton's equivalent circuit? This entire network, whatever the network given in this box, this entire network can be replaced by a single current source, that is IN, in parallel to a single resistance Rn connected across the same two terminals AB with a load resistance. Now this is the Norton's equivalent circuit. Now we will see how to find out the Norton current from this circuit. So take the circuit with a voltage R1, R2 and R3. What we explained across the terminals, first of all we have to remove the load resistance. This resistance should be removed. So after removing what we obtained, there is a open circuit. Now you short it. Once we short it, whatever the current flowing through terminals AB, that is short circuit current, also known as Norton current. So this we are going to find. How to find out the current flowing through this resistance? So with the voltage source V, so first of all, from this left side, if we reduce the network, the resistance R3 is connected in parallel to R2. So R2 parallel R3, that is R2 R3 by R2 plus R3, and that is connected in series with R1. So we can find the current supplied by the circuit is I equal to V by R1 plus R2. In simplified manner we can write like this, R2 parallel R3. So once we got the current supplied by the battery, now our aim is to find out the current flowing through this short. So how to find? We already discussed in the concept of division of current. Once the current is coming like this, so we are going to find out the current through the second branch. So that can be easily found by taking the division of current formula. IN equal to the source current multiplied by, how to find the resistance R2 by sum of the two resistances R2 plus R3. This is by using the division of current formula. In this way, we can find the Norton current. Similarly, the other one, how to find out the Norton's resistance. So Norton's resistance is just like what we found, how we found in Thevenin's theorem. In the same lines we will find. That is by taking the network again. What is the network we have taken? Voltage R1, R2, R3. So we have to view from the output terminals into the network. But what we have explained, while viewing, there should not be this source. So just I will explain this by taking this circuit. This should not be there in the circuit, though it should be replaced by short circuit. So R1, R2 and R3. So while calculating the either Thevenin's resistance or Norton's resistance from the output terminals, there should not be any source. So it should be replaced by short circuit. So what we explained in the last theorem, in the same lines, we will calculate the Norton resistance here. Whatever the resistance we are getting across these two terminals, that is called Norton's resistance. So Norton resistance is the value given by R3 plus the resistance we obtain by taking the parallel combination of R1 and R2. So after finding the Norton resistance, that we will keep it in the Norton's equivalent circuit. So in this way, we can replace the given any network, complicated network, that can be shown with the Norton's equivalent circuit. Once we replace the circuit like this, what we can find? We can find out the current flowing through the load resistance by using the formula Norton current multiplied by Norton resistance by Norton resistance plus load resistance. That's all.